renovations. GHI Contracting. Call 844-844-RENO. GHI Contracting. Leaders in remodeling and renovations. GHI Contracting. Call 844-844-RENO.
Welcome to the Money Play.
Where we show you the game so you can run the play. My name is Maya Sly.
And I'm Justin Giles.
And this Money Play episode, I can't wait to see what you got in store today, Justin.
Now you didn't see what I had going on, did you? You didn't
I
peep
peeped
what
your
had.
notes, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to let him do his little thing today.
Okay, listen. So I am super excited about this guest coming up. Listen, all you guys out there looking to run plays on making money through social media and pretty much almost any type of platform, this man knows what he's doing, okay? So let's welcome Neo, also known as Nehemiah.
Hi. Good to meet you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank
Happy
you.
to
Thank
be
you.
here.
Good to have you.
Let's go.
All righty. Well, welcome to the Money Play.
Hey,
Welcome,
I'm
my
excited
brother.
to be
Welcome.
here.
I've been snooping. I know you're probably like, who is this creeper on my IG?
When I saw the message, I had to message Jay like, "This your partner, right?"
That's my people. That's my
I said,
people.
"Let's go to
That's
work
my
then."
people.
I'm ready. All right, good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I've been watching your journey and I always hear about, so you know, we all know a lot of the same people. So when
Yep.
you're on Social Proof podcast and I
Yep.
had been on that podcast and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, how does he do that?
Yeah.
And so I started creeping and snooping a little bit. But when Justin and I
Yeah.
were talking about our lineup of guests, he was like, no, I can get Neil. I was like, you
Yeah.
can get him? He was like, oh, I can get my friend. You know, I was like, okay, let's
That's
see if
my
you can
brother.
get him. Well,
Yeah.
he got you
Hey,
here.
I'm
Oh,
here.
yeah.
I'm
Thank
here.
you
But
so much.
You put out the call. I'm here.
Well,
So listen, like I said, for those of you guys that don't know, this man has a lot of different things going on. So Neo, if you can, just explain to people who you are and what is it that you do.
Right. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been a full-time entrepreneur the last 14 years. I talk about a play, and I know this is the money play. So one of my plays, mental plays, is it has to work or it has to work. So I haven't had a job in the last 14 years. I just
my
been-
God, I
just
like
pushing.
that.
Yeah.
So right now we got a staffing agency, healthcare, of course, social media businesses, vitamin store. The list, we got about 8 different businesses
So
right
you
now.
have
A
8
lot.
different businesses that you run.
Run partners. I got a clothing company,
I think a few
production company,
things you're
so a
part
few
of with
different
clothing.
things that I got partnerships with.
Okay, so this is Justin's play. He's like, he's gonna tell you all the things he
Yeah.
does, but I always
So-
like to get into the who is
Right.
Neo? Like, what is
Got
your
it.
backstory?
Yep.
How do you stop working and just say, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur for the next 14 years
Yep.
and it has to work or it has to work? Like,
Yep.
how do we get here?
Right.
Yeah, so it's funny, you asked. So my dad been in jail since I was 2 for committing murder. He actually died there a couple years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My mother, no problem. My mother raised me, my grandma raised me. But growing up, I was somewhat of a knucklehead. I mean, I got kicked out of high school.
Oh.
I got kicked out of college.
Oh, wow.
I've been
Well-
fired from 10 jobs.
Oh, wow.
So I was like,
Unemployable.
unemployed.
That's
I was,
a good way to start.
Yeah, it wasn't working for me. So all of those years, though, I was blaming everybody else for my situation but me. Like, it was my mom's fault. It was the job's fault. It was
Right.
the school fault. After you get fired from 10 jobs, would you say it's the job's fault each time?
Right.
Maybe the common
Right.
denominator here.
Yeah,
that
it was
your
me,
moment,
right? So I made a decision 14 years ago. I'm like, man, I must make entrepreneurship work. It has to work or it has to work. So when I got fired, in that very moment, I became mentally unemployable.
Right.
I've never in the last 14 years had an ounce of doubt on if this is going to work. I just go make it work. And for me, I've been grinding for 14 years from fruit trucks, junk removal business, cleaning company, demolition company, and I've done a lot of businesses under the sun. And one of the reasons why, because I knew I couldn't go back.
Right.
I didn't have an option. So
hear
it was
that.
like, I used to wake up 4 a.m. every day, go in about 9 or 10 every night, same cycle, just grind and grind and get off my fruit truck, go do junk removal, go sell T-shirts. And I did that for years on out, and which helped me develop a work ethic that.
It's undeniable at this point.
And you know, it's funny, what you said is that you were unemployable, and you said that you couldn't go back to work.
Right.
And I think, and I'll speak out there as well, that there's a lot of brothers out there that are in corporate America, because even when I try to work in corporate America,
Yeah. It ain't for everybody.
it just wasn't for
Right.
me.
Right.
You know, and I know that there's a lot of, you know, and of course you said that, hey, you know, I was that person. But I feel like sometimes even still in corporate, and of course being black males, I feel that we even have a harder time sometimes even trying to stay because we might get sabotaged in some sort of way, because I know that was my experience.
Yep.
So,
And it's funny, I never had the experience. I never made it to
Yeah.
corporate
You
America.
didn't make it that far.
I know.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
just
know
doing your
nothing
own
about
thing.
any of it, but
Yeah.
I say, and I just because we clear when making money plays, one of the biggest plays I tell people is nothing wrong with having a job, as long as you take the money to invest in your dreams.
Exactly.
A lot of people have a job and you're not taking the money to make more money.
Right.
Like you got to get good at multiplication.
Right.
Yeah.
Multiplying your money.
So what, okay, so you being Neo, you just have so many different things. I've seen you build people's brands. I've seen you build your own brand. I've seen literally, even people that don't know, I actually bought into his courses. So just to let you know, I'm putting it out there. And when I say his stuff
Not
works,
the course,
it
the
works.
mastermind.
The
Yeah.
mastermind.
He's like, let's be
Correct
clear.
me. Correct me.
A little different
But
check.
I bought
Much
into it,
different.
and I feel that so many, some people are brought here with gifts, right? Maya has gifts, Neo has gifts, and I feel like one of your gifts, to be transparent, is I feel that you bring out the best in people. I think that you help people achieve stuff that they didn't think they could achieve, but you give them that push, because I think that's what you did for me.
Wow, I appreciate that.
So my whole thing is, for you being who you are today, how did you get there? Because I know you have the background, but what was that turning point that clicked in your mind to where it's like, you know what, I'm really gonna put myself out here and just make it happen? Like, what was that turning point?
Well, it's a couple things for me, and I think my favorite quote is from Oliver Wendell Holmes, which states, once your mind is expanded to a new concept or idea, it's hard to go back to its original
Absolutely.
way of thinking.
Yeah.
So for me, my first step when I was being a knucklehead was my mom sent me to a school where it was only 50 African Americans in the whole school. I used to catch an hour train to school every day, but every day you got 15 and 16-year-old kids driving brand new cars. My friend dad owned the hospital, another one of my friends. And it was small to me, but he had a single family home, whole third floor is his bedroom.
Right.
We walk out the back of his house, go see my friend Beth, her single family home. So for me, I'm from the hood, I'm from the trenches. Like, the people who inspired me was drug dealers. I saw them have cars, clothes. That's what I thought success was.
Right.
So when I went to the school and seen that their family owned businesses, and one of my good friends had a pool house. I thought a pool house only exists on Fresh
television.
Prince of Bel
I
Air.
was about to say Fresh Prince. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to ride four-wheelers around their acres.
Wow.
When we ride four-wheelers in Philly, you running from the law. Like,
Right.
you got to get. So in that mind, that was the first seed that got planted.
How old were you when that happened?
I was in 9th grade or 10th grade. I would say probably like 14, 15.
So 14, 15, you start going
seed
to
got planted.
a more school that was more diverse and
Yeah.
completely different
It
than
changed
anything
everything
that you had
for me.
been around.
Yeah, because it showed me that, because I was going to go to Overbrook, which was a bad school at that time. And then my final change, and this is where it changed everything for me, was my final job, my 10th job, which I feel like it was ordained to happen. I worked at the private airport, which was called Atlantic Aviation, and I was the poop boy. So I would go on the plane, I would release the
poop.
stuff out of the plane. I would go and I would vacuum the planes, clean the planes, take all the guests. But I mean, I've been on Trump plane. I remember his pilot let me get on. He had a 200 passenger plane converted down. It's just like a 747 or something, but white carpet everywhere, gold, TVs, kitchen, bathroom. Like I'm from the hood, so I've been on Oprah planes, seeing these different business owners come in this was every day of my life.
Wow.
And a lot of people around me, they always would say it must be nice, like the
Right.
people who was working there. And I never agreed with them. In my mind, I always said it will be nice.
Exactly.
So that biggest seed that ever happened to me in my life was working there, because it showed me that you could fly private. It showed me you could be a billionaire. It showed me that you could make millions. It showed me that you could run all these businesses. So that was the key turning point, because when I got fired, I got the courage to just never get
Because
us up.
you've seen it every day now.
I've seen it,
You've
yeah.
seen it, and they're regular people when
Regular
it's all
people,
said and done.
regular. You wouldn't know who they are. I mean, busted sneakers.
Right.
Like,
Right.
look, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, this how the wealthy
Yeah,
really do
that's
it.
how they rolling.
Yeah.
That's how they're rolling.
That's real.
No,
That's real.
I mean, I think for me, I come from a parent who was incarcerated, and you have decisions and choices that you can make. And when I hear people say, well, it's because my mom did this or my dad did that, I'm like, at some point, you do have to make a decision. Do you want this to be your life?
Yep.
And to have a mother and a grandmother
Yep.
who were trying to, a black male especially in
Yep.
Philly,
Yep.
like, I mean, you know, the inner city is so much different than the South. So
Absolutely.
for you to be able to go into these situations and leave that last one and say, this won't be my life,
Yep.
but this part will be my life.
Yep.
That was your light bulb moment. How old were you then?
I was at the job, right?
Yeah, the
I
10th
was-
job.
I was probably like 19,
Oh,
maybe
so
19,
still a
20.
knucklehead.
Yeah, still just got out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because that's great for context. When you say 10 jobs, but that's from 14 to 19.
Yeah, I was working. I mean,
Yeah.
McDonald's, cleaning the grates, Gennardi's supermarket, William Penn Camp.
Yeah.
I did dishes at my college, so I was doing whatever it took at that time.
So doing all these different things.
Yep.
What was the business that took you off? What was
Your
your
first
first
business.
money-making business?
First money-making business, I would say, was my demolition/junk removal business.
Okay.
I got my biggest
I seen those
job
pictures.
earlier, which was like, it might have was like 100,000 for one job, and I was like,
Wow.
I'm like,
How old were you then?
I was like 20-something. I don't know the
Okay,
exact
yeah.
So
age
you,
and
so
20-something.
you, okay, so break that one down for us,
Yes.
because that one
Yeah,
doesn't
what's that
require
play?
you to have
What's
a
that play?
degree.
Yep.
That one doesn't require
Yeah.
you to have a certification. You just said, I'm gonna start doing this?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna necessarily recommend somebody to do that play.
Right.
I'm gonna break
Okay,
it down.
got you.
but-
Okay, got you.
So it's funny. Everything happened for a reason. So when I was working on my fruit truck,
Mm-hmm.
I had this gentleman who owned the land where I was next to it. He did not want me there. Like, you can't be here. Although I had the permits, you can't be here.
Mm-hmm.
Just really on my back. We ended up being the best of friends. That's now my mentor to this day.
Oh, I love
and he
that.
gave me the demolition job. He used to have me do moving jobs for all of his companies and do all of his clients. So he gave me my first big job.
Wow.
And it's
Look at
something
that.
and it's something that I want people to understand. It's a money play, but it's not a money play. But I want people to really understand this. A lot of times, what we do, we relish in our success. His kids was a lawyer, went to Villanova. His other kid had startups, and I was going to him like, "Yo, David, I did this, I did this, I did all of that." And he said something very simple to me. He said, "This is what you're supposed to be doing.
Wow.
You're supposed to run businesses." I'm
Right.
like, I'm from
Right.
the hood. I'm supposed to be in dead or in jail.
Right.
Right.
But ever since that have happened, like, I don't really relish in my success. Like, when we make certain things happen, you supposed to do that.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you was telling me you
I have
closed
the
on the
same-
deal this
Yeah.
week. You supposed to close
Right.
on it. That's what you do.
Yeah, my saying is always, I count my wins and my losses the same. And
Yep.
people are like, but why are you not celebrating? I'm like, because I understand in my loss,
Yep.
I actually learn more.
Yep.
When you're winning and you're in your winning season, it doesn't even feel like you're winning because you're always on to the next
Exactly.
play. So
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, so I appreciate
and
that.
I think that is a really, really good just piece of information, a good gem
Yeah.
out there for you guys to really understand is that this man, still as successful as he is, doesn't relish in his success.
Oh,
He's like,
never.
okay, what's the next step? You guys make sure y'all take notes on that.
That's a big one. And just to kind of say the reason why I'm not necessarily recommending the junk removal and move, because I was out working it myself for 12 to 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
unscalable.
Right.
So in this new economy,
Right.
you got to find a way to create something that can scale. What can you create one time that will pay you forever? Or what can you put together where, here's a play we talk about in real estate. It's a floor play where you can just install floors. Let's hypothetically say you go find a flooring supplier. You're paying $1 to $2 for the actual floor, right? You go find somebody to install the floors, right? That you're paying $1 to $2, right? You go get the contract from homeowners, shopping centers, or whoever. You just add your money on top, and all you are essentially is the middleman.
Right.
That's
So if
it.
I would have known that then,
Right.
essentially being the GC, a sub,
Right.
Right.
I wouldn't have laid the floor down. All I would have did was continue to do what I do now, which is build relationships. Go get the jobs, get the GC who can lay the floor, find a supplier, and I add $1 to $2 on each of those.
Right,
And
per
just like
square
that,
foot. So
per
we're
square
clear.
foot.
So that we're clear for those, we're going to speak to our audience in layman's terms.
Got it.
So when he's saying flooring, these are hardwood flooring, ceramic flooring,
Let's say
whatever it is.
1,000 square feet.
1,000 square feet.
So just say, let's say the floors are $2.
Okay.
You're adding $1.
So now
now
we're-
you're making $1,000 for yourself.
just for that.
The labor is just say $3 a square. You're adding another $1 for the labor.
Got another $1,000.
Now you're making $2,000 for doing that job. And if you do one of them jobs, 1,000 square feet, that's just a regular home.
Right.
A
That's
row
an
home.
apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's an
bro.
apartment.
So if you do 4 of them a month, we're
Right.
talking about $8,000 that you made from just being the middleman.
From your
Exactly.
relationships. From your relationships.
And you could go find these jobs on Craigslist.
Yeah.
You can find them on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
You can go on Angie's List and find the actual
You can actually put it
person.
on your IG right now. You can
Exactly.
say, need a flooring guy, because
Yep.
most people have no idea. I'm in real estate.
Yep.
We all have been in some
Yep.
play in real estate.
Yep.
And it amazes me how people don't have one person they can call for an electrical job,
Yep.
a plumbing. I'm like, this is my Rolodex, and I don't even upcharge them
Yep.
if they're my friend.
Yep.
But if not, I'm like, there's a fee for service for this. I mean, because
absolutely.
they don't know. I'm going to send you quality people.
That you don't got to go
Yeah.
babysit. That
Yeah.
you don't got to hope something that goes wrong.
Right.
Like it's going to work.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
not running ads.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't even know how to get to the people.
Word
So
of mouth.
that's the play. The play is, what relationships do you have
Yep.
that you have people in your Rolodex right
Yep.
now that need your services? If they're calling you multiple times in a month or a year about the same thing, there's a business.
I'll give you an example. I just had, I got a property we just purchased, and we needed a fence painter. I needed a painter, essentially.
Yeah.
The one gentleman was charging me $3,600 plus the paint.
Okay.
I had another gentleman come do the exact same job, paint included. It was like $2,200.
Okay, so
Right.
we got.
So we
right.
talking about
Almost
we
double-
talking about
double
a,
price.
a huge spread,
Yeah.
Right.
and the work is crazy quality. But I got that contractor from my buddy Zoe, which is his qualified person that do all his Airbnbs.
Wow.
So now even if I wanted to start a painting company, now I'm
Exactly.
starting a painting company.
Exactly. And
So the
thing
plays is out here.
And just like you're saying, is that some people, and I think, like I said, what you're good at doing is you simplify it. Some
That's
people,
it.
they try to overcomplicate making
Right.
money,
Right.
and it's really not as complicated as you think.
I
You just
think-
got to go out there and execute.
I think the business aspect of it, a lot of times, most times the contractors see themselves as just a contractor. The painter just sees himself,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
doesn't want to have to deal with all
Yeah.
of these things. You've
They're
got
like
the
an
website.
artist.
Yeah, they're like an artist.
Yeah.
They just want to do the
Do the
job
work.
and leave. And they're going to do a great job at it, but they don't want to be bothered with all of that. So you create the business model for them, and now we have a whole nother business. So now we've got Neo's Paint.
Yep.
Okay.
And I want to add this because you said it. Please, for everybody listening to this, I really need people to understand, like, most plays are simple.
Right.
Yeah, that's real.
It's not like they make you go to school for 4 years. Like the first 2 years, you don't use it. Like you're not even majoring in.
Yeah, you're
Which-
majoring,
Yeah.
you're just taking your English high school again. Yeah,
So,
you're
so
doing
it
that
doesn't
over
make
again.
like
Right.
that conditioning has made us feel like, yo, it takes that long to do things. No, you literally could go have a job doing what we just mentioned in the next 72 hours.
So one thing that I think that is key about what you talked about is how you'll have people that'll go to college, that'll think they have to have all these different things in place to run a play. And then the thing that I don't like, what I see all the time, and I literally see this all the time from the highest education level,
Right.
is that they are scared to actually run a play, but they'll spend all this time getting A's in school, but
Right.
when they're out, they don't want to do anything because they don't have any accountability. It's like, okay, well, I'm not making A's anymore,
Right.
so what am I supposed to do? And then the people that didn't go to college,
Right.
the people that didn't have all this super crazy expensive education are the ones that I've been seeing that are the most successful because they don't have that brainwash mentality of school.
Just
Right.
do it.
Right.
Commit first, figure out the rest later. Every business that I
Okay,
have.
say that again. Commit first.
And figure out the rest later.
Commit first and figure out the rest
Every
later.
business that I currently have, I saw someone do it or I heard about it and said, hey, let me try it.
Right.
You know what we're one of the businesses that we're working on.
Yeah, you talking
at
about
your lot.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not going-
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
But I'm
yeah.
saying, prime example was I made all the different calls and we literally set everything up within 30 days. I didn't do the business before.
Right. You just knew that this could work, and I have some systems that I can
Yeah.
plug and play.
And you got to move with a sense of speed and urgency. So
Yeah.
many people are moving. Another play is just move with a sense of speed and urgency and don't share it with everybody. Tell people all the time the biggest way to kill a big dream is to introduce it to a small mind. How many goals have been suffocated
By-
because you asked somebody how to get to a destination that they never been to?
Right. Or they're going to try to talk you out of it
Yep.
based on their own fears.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, they haven't seen it done before. I was on call yesterday,
Yep.
and they were telling me all these different ways. I said, I hung up the phone, and my assistant was like, that's not true. And she knows that because of me.
Yep.
She knows what I'm capable of doing. I'm not going to convince you to pay you.
Yep.
Like, no.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. I got it.
Yep.
But that sense of urgency is super duper important for all entrepreneurs. But she was saying, we're dealing with people with all of the student loan debt right now. And so not going to college and dropping out of college, getting kicked out of college or whatever, is that what is, I guess, the fuel under your fire to say, hey, I don't have that fallback plan. Let me figure out how to go as fast as I can
Yep.
to run through this wall.
So my fuel is a few things. It's my family. So I know for me, if I don't go to work, I don't eat.
Right.
My wife don't eat. My children don't eat. My mother don't eat. I retired my mom. I retired my wife, right? So, and I.
Good man.
Thank you.
Look
Yeah.
how
Great.
retirement
Come on
ministry.
now.
Come on, take care of the family, Nia.
Right, and we got a team of over 50 people who,
Wow.
if I don't go do what I'm gonna do,
Right.
they're like, what's going on? Or they may
Right.
feel like, what's next? Like, do I gotta go look for another job or something like that?
Right.
So for me, that's enough fuel for me. And again, I didn't start with 50 people, but I kept that same mindset that I gotta provide for my mom, I gotta provide for my wife, I gotta provide for my children.
Okay.
So when you give yourself no other option, even when you're working, you gotta act like that business is the main thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have another way to make this work.
Right.
And it has to become a burning desire. I tell people all the time, your obsessions become your possessions. You got to be thinking about it, and you got to be working on that thing every single day.
Okay, so as we talk about, we've gone through this, we get the dump truck business, the demolition business. So give us your journey. So from there, how do we get to this IG digital
Superstar,
that they're
guys.
like, what is it that he does? Because they can't figure it out.
Right.
And
So, yeah, so it's funny. I found out about social media years ago, but I got 2 event spaces in Philly. It's
Okay.
another business we have where we essentially rent out our locations to individuals. So
Okay.
a quick play for everybody here is real estate. If you're buying a single family home, of course, you can run the FHA, go grab a property, 1 to 4 units, 580 credit score. You literally could go buy your first investment property in the next few months if
Yeah,
you choose
60
to.
days, right.
Yeah. So ideally, I had rental properties and I kept getting burnt over and over again. I mean, where it was just like, this before I knew about Section 8, this before I had any guidance with real estate. I jumped right in because, like I tell y'all, I commit first, figure out the rest later.
Right.
Took a beating on getting burnt from my different tenants.
right.
So-
you gotta get skins alive out
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
get skins alive.
It was bad though, man.
Hey, we all been beat
Yeah,
up by
yeah,
some
you
tenants.
gotta have
I
to
got some
evict
stories
somebody.
on
Yeah,
that.
sheesh. I mean, so bad that I didn't want to
Right.
continue on.
Right.
So more of the story, one day I came across this gentleman. I was having these events. People started knowing me in Philly I was having all these networking events and all these different events. But while I was having all of these events, I realized I was using somebody else's building every single time that I'm having these events.
Yeah, paying them rent.
Paying
for the
them
day.
rent for the day.
Right.
For a few hours.
Oh, wow.
So somebody said, yo, you ever thought about getting your own spot? But this is after that I worked with a gentleman for a year. I'm literally booking all of his spots out, not getting any money for it.
Right.
This is my mentor now. It's like a father to me. But for a year straight, I'm building the social media, I'm booking the events.
Right.
And somebody literally said, hey, you ever thought about getting your own space? And I didn't.
Right.
I got that space.
Light bulb.
Light bulb, boom.
Yeah.
And it changed the game for me. So our one space generates $700 to $1,000 per event.
Wow.
So every single event, we're getting $700 to $1,000. We do 1 event on Friday, we do 2 events on Saturday, we do 2 events on Sunday. One of the money plays that y'all can use if you decide to run an event space play, get a church that use your space on Sunday
Right.
from
Right.
9 to 12. That's your dead time. Y'all, you be working sometimes on Sundays, no, or sleeping. But most of us,
Yeah.
from 9 to 12, you're asleep or you're
Right.
chilling, you're laying low.
Right.
So you're renting your place out during those dead hours that wasn't going to go out anyway.
Right.
So we're getting $1,000 to $1,500 every single month from a church
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
So in a given weekend, you could do $2,500 to $5,000 per event
More
space.
than you're making on an entire 4-unit.
Yes.
That's a play.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a play.
That's the big
Serious
play.
That's a play. And,
Serious
and
play.
you're not stuck with one person.
One of my buddies had 30 units. I was making more money than him with my one
He
location.
had 30 different rent,
30
like,
doors.
30 doors.
30
30
doors.
doors.
You
Oh,
gotta
okay,
think about it.
perfect.
The
Yeah.
average door,
Right.
Right.
$200 to $400.
Right.
400
Cash
on
flow.
a good cash
Cash flow.
flow.
Cash flow.
So
Yeah.
we do the math on 30 times 4,
1,200.
12.
Yeah. So $30. So 30 times 4
Yeah.
is 120.
Yep.
Okay. So 120.
Right. So
But then on top of that, like, look, they just making money.
Right.
And then it's less overhead.
I hate that I messed up that math.
No,
You
no,
know,
no,
it
no,
doesn't
no,
even matter,
no,
but
no.
the
We
thing
do,
is
no,
that
no.
we
We
get
do
the
need to break
point.
it down. We got to
Yeah.
break this one down
Yeah.
because I
Okay.
think when people say, "Oh, I want multiple streams of income," and they don't realize that actually, you don't even need to own the space to
Right.
run that play. You can rent the space
Lease
and
the
run that
space.
play.
And
Like,
that's what I teach people to do. You go
Right.
lease the space.
Right.
My first space, I acquired it all in 18,000 with mistakes. My
Wow.
second space, I acquired it all in 24,000. What if you making $2,500 per week?
yeah,
That's $10,000 a month.
right.
3 months, you just
You
recoup
cashed
your
it
whole
out.
investment. And let's
Right.
go a step further. If you got any improvements, use Floor & Decor 0% interest credit card
Right.
with a LLC, 0% interest, and then you could go ahead and pay the down payment using the 0% interest credit card as well.
Wow.
So in your first year, you pay 0% interest on the card, and
Right.
you just pay back the card and the entire investment with people who
Right.
are utilizing your space. So when I realized that I'm getting $2,500 a weekend,
Right.
10 grand a month, it would take somebody a whole lot of properties to do
Most,
that exact
most
same
cash
thing.
flows on a rental property, they're seen on the high end right now in this market, we're
Yep.
top of the market.
Yep.
If you're making $300 cash flow per
Yep.
door,
Yep.
you're killing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that means they would need 30 doors to make that same amount of money.
Exactly.
Wow.
And that's what, yeah.
Serious play.
That's your play.
So that's one, and I ran that play for years.
So
So,
now, do we have a pen? I'm gonna write that play down.
Yeah,
Did
that-
you-
play,
Hey,
listen, it's so
Bring it
crazy
to
about
mind.
that play is, like, I ran that play for years, but what I was alluding to, it spoiled me. Because when I started realizing that I can do this and make 700, y'all got to realize my last job, I made was about, I think it was $1,500 a month full time.
Right,
But
yeah.
what
Wow.
most people don't equate when they're working,
Right.
you work 40 hours a week, but what you're not adding up, the hour it take to get to work, the
Yeah.
hour it
Right.
take to get home from work, hour it take to prepare for work.
Right.
I was working 55 hours a week, 220 hours a month, which really equate, that's your real number you
That's
got to
your number.
calculate.
Right.
I was
Right.
making $6 or something an hour.
Right.
Right.
Now I'm doing 2 to 3 events that cover my same amount of money I would make
Right.
for working
less time.
220 hours.
Right.
So
Yeah.
now I switched my whole business model. Every business model I do, how can I make the most
Right.
and do the least?
Least amount of
Exactly.
time.
Y'all pay
Yeah,
attention.
yeah. So that's
Pay
that is
attention.
the biggest play
Yep.
is we trade our money for time.
Yep.
And so
Can't
you
do
got to
that.
decide, listen, how much money do I need to make in the least amount of time
Yep.
to make this money?
And then you go a second step. What we do, another money play for you. You hire you a virtual assistant, and you hire one person on site to run your space. So the virtual assistant does all the back end. They do all the contracts. They manage all the books.
Okay.
They make sure that everything runs, and they communicate with your manager on site
On the
to help
ground.
set it up. And how we do it, we do something called find a space. You go on Craigslist, you could go on LoopNet, you go on Facebook Marketplace. We do fund the space. You could utilize all the different credit cards we just mentioned. And then you do automate the space. Because I don't want to work in, right now,
Right.
those spaces are working for me right now. I'm not working. I live in Atlanta right now. I haven't been in my spaces in a year. They're still working. So
Wow.
I say the last part is automate. So you got your virtual assistant running the space, but what we did was, and this is an important key, in our contracts, we make everybody use our space. You gotta break it down the same way that we gave it to you.
Oh,
Right.
So they have to
That's
So when
smart.
they come
Yeah.
in, they got to set up their tables, they got to set up their
Right.
chairs, you got to break it down. So now we just sending somebody in there to do a quick
Right.
clean and turn it right over. This is how we knocking out multiple events a day.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what literally, this was my big step to freedom. Like I had the junk removal and moving company.
Right.
I wasn't free though.
Right. You
Right.
still had to be
I
involved.
was grinding.
Right.
So that's when I learned the digital space and just
Systems.
kept going. Systems.
Which is one thing. I know we gotta take a break soon. So tune in. We're gonna get into this digital money. The digital money.
I need that money.
I need that.
I need that play.
Money,
We all need
Hey,
that.
I need that play.
Let's get it.
All right.
We've got eyes on the suspect. A repeat suspect has arrived. Over. Suspect has the bag. A repeat suspect has the bag. There's got to be more than just 60-second route kits in that bag. We have to catch her this time. Control, be advised of staying on her. Send in backup units.
Hi, I'm Katherine Bush with Southern First Bank. Here at Southern First, we believe that relationships come first. We work to get to know you and your goals so that we can help you achieve them. Each account comes with an expert team of bankers that will provide you with the guidance and tools you need to manage your finances whenever, wherever. From banking on the go to financial questions, big and small, we're here to support you every step of the way. Give us a call or visit southernfirst.com today.
Come on to the Weave Express. Get your head out for so much less. The Weave Express.
Walk-In Weaves, Atlanta's best $50 weave salon, located on 4712 Memorial Drive, is now open on Sundays. We also sell 100% virgin hair sold on site. Sew and start at just $50, and bundle deals are available. Call today, 470-482-4982. That's 470-482-4982.
Welcome back to the Money Play. Welcome back. Okay, listen. Woo.
You've been
Look.
holding them hostage, keeping them a secret.
Man.
I want to know.
I can't wait. Okay, so we're getting into the digital space now, the digital money. And honestly, bro, you're the king of this. Are you the king of this, dog?
I'm trying.
Are you being modest?
Keep being modest.
I just try to help a few people, that's all.
Just a few 300,000 people.
Yeah.
So let's just jump into it. I mean, what got you in the digital space? I know with the pandemic and everything, but I feel like you've been doing this even before then.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, what got you into it?
I mean, honestly, one of the things was I was having all these events. I was networking with so many people, and as a result, like I've always been networking. I'm helping people make deals, but I never got paid for helping somebody make a deal. Like a broker, right? Like I'm plugging this person, I realized I never got paid. So one day I had an event at my event space, and I wasn't going to let them use the space. I ended up letting them use it for free. His name is Kendall. And I don't even go to the space. I told you I run an automation process where I'm not even going. So I decided to go to his event. He came to my location, he came in, and when he was in the spot, essentially what he did was, and mind you, I was having a bunch of networking events, charging people to get in, all type of stuff. But when he came to my location, he had this event where 50 people was in a room. He gave this dope presentation. At the end, he was like, man, everybody in here, I got this group grindation you could join. It's $50 a month.
Oh, I love Kendall.
Yeah, Kendall, yeah. Kendall Ficklin.
Yeah.
So 30 days, it was free. I'm
Right.
like, wait. So that's a way that I could get paid from creating these connections that I've been creating for years where I ain't getting nothing out of it, right? Just say if I introduce y'all did a couple million in real estate deals. I made the intro, I'm getting nothing.
Right.
So I saw what he did. He had something called Grindation. I'm like, I'm going to start something called Circle of Greatness, my own continuity community. So I got on the phone with him. And remember, commit first, figure out the rest later. Hey, do I need a website? He's like, no. Do I need this? He's like, no. Do I need this? I'm like, no. What do I need? He said, a cell phone and a flyer. I got a flyer created of my different tiers and my different levels to work with me in the community. We literally launched within like 60 days.
Wow.
And that literally launched the digital side of me. And that was probably about 6 years ago, maybe 6 years. That launched the digital business, like literally in that moment.
The digital business from your cell phone.
From my cell phone with a flyer saying, here are the 3 different levels. And remember, amateurs make money on the front end, experts make money on the back end.
Say that slowly.
Amateurs make money on the front end, experts make money on the back end.
Love
so
that.
essentially, this is in general. Everybody always wondering, what's in it for me?
Right.
That's everybody's thing. It's like, how can I get the most out of this situation? How can I maximize it? I'm always asking, how can I add so much value to them? They like, I want to pay you for that.
Right.
So that's my mind in every situation. If I'm building a relationship with you, you're never going to have me, I'm not going to hit you up, can you tell me this? I'm going to find a way to add value to you where you just like, yo, what can I do for you?
Exactly.
So when I started the community, I just had thousands of people come in for free. We served them. We became people pleasers, know how to serve people, give massive value. And they basically was like, man, I'm not leaving the community. And that's how we built our first 6 figures in subscription revenue running that play.
Now, when you said you had thousands of people and you were serving them, so are they physically
No,
coming
all
to-
virtual. We were doing weekly calls.
Okay.
I had special guests on the calls. Kendall did a call for free.
Yeah.
Now, again, they $0 down, they get charged in 30 days, which
So if they stay,
yeah,
so why
but
would
they
you
didn't
wanna leave?
Why didn't? Because we was giving them so much value. Your
Right.
first 30 days, and this is anybody listening, when you're creating community, you got to add so much value, right, where they feel like, I feel like I'm robbing them.
Right.
Like when people get in my mastermind now,
Right.
and it's a much different level,
Right.
but they feel like, yo, I'm getting over. Like
Right.
if they go run a play and they go make 6 figures,
Right. From
7
what you
figures,
what
from
you
whatever,
told them.
Right.
they
Right.
to give me the little bit of money I'm asking for, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
So in everything that I do, I think about it. But I'm sharing this with y'all. The first few years, I did commit first, figure out the rest later, but I lost millions of dollars.
So break that down.
Yeah, and I'm going to. So I
okay.
lost millions of dollars because I was getting people inside of my business, which a lot of people are doing, but it wasn't in a systematic way, like a
Okay.
funnel. It wasn't a way to get somebody to spend more money with you.
Okay.
What most people don't understand, a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. After they buy, they want to buy more.
Right.
But most people and most websites, they don't offer anything else.
Outside of what their initial offer
Offer.
was.
So for 2 years straight, all I had was circle of greatness. Like,
Right.
come in, pay me one time, and you never give me any more money.
Wow.
Now, yes, you are on a monthly continuity,
Right.
but it's something what I call the vertical integration blueprint, which what I essentially mean is when somebody come in my store, there's 2 things I'll talk about. When somebody come in my store, and I'm kind of doing this reverse, but they're getting a series of emails from me in week 1 or week 2 about different things they need to bring them success.
Right.
And those things they need, let's hypothetically say real estate, a lot of people need prop stream.
Right.
So week 1, soon as you join my program, I'm sending you a resource list. Here's everything you need in real estate to become massively successful.
Right.
Crexy, that may be free. LoopNet may be free. You got to use prop stream.
Right.
You got to use this
So
number.
You're giving them every resource they need.
And then I got an affiliate relationship
about to say,
set
the
up with
affiliate
every
link.
resource.
Okay, so
Right.
let's break this
Affiliate
down
links.
for the audience so you're
guys
very
gotta pay
clear. When he
attention
said
to
he
this.
lost $1 million, he didn't lose $1 million out of his pocket.
Yep.
He lost $1 million in potential revenue.
Revenue, absolutely,
Revenue.
absolutely.
And for 2 years you did
Yep.
that. And what was the light bulb moment that said, hey, what am I doing here?
The light bulb moment is when I made a decision, like, I got to really just dial in one funnel, one process.
Okay.
And I'll break this down for you. This is where so many people go wrong in their business, on their funnels, is when you come to somebody's store, most people's objective is, how do I get them out the store as quickly as possible? My objective is, how can I have you stay as long as possible? And when somebody's coming to your funnel, when somebody's coming to your website, your goal is this, to increase the average order value, not
Everything.
one time.
Right.
It's like when y'all go to the market. Y'all both did this before. You went in the market for one thing.
Definite target. Definite target.
You come out, you spend $300-400.
Definitely.
And that's what people should be doing with you when they come to your website. So if I could give you guys, I call it the 7-figure funnel framework. When somebody go to your website, there should be something called an order bump. So when you first come on my website, let's hypothetically say I'm selling an ebook for $47.
Okay.
Right.
Most people can't sell a physical book for $47.
That's real.
Barack Obama, Michelle, TD Jakes, you go in the store, the book is $29.95.
Right.
I am selling thousands of books at $47, and it's a digital copy
That they have to print out themselves.
that they got to print out or they just read on their phone. So the first question you want to ask yourself, this is a wealth question and a wealth play. What can you create once that will pay you forever?
Okay.
Right? And what comes easy to you and harder to others? That is your first digital product.
Right.
For y'all, it's real estate, right? For me, it's digital marketing. For me, it's event spaces. For me, it's the different things. So anybody listening to this, really think about, what is your play right now? Like,
Right.
what do you know better than anyone else? What are people beating down your inbox to learn? And that is your first digital product you create. And when you create your digital product, you got to keep this in mind, because most people don't keep this in mind. What's in it for the customer? Give all the game, give all the gems. Make somebody want to come back to see you.
Right.
So when I'm giving game, I'm not holding anything back. I'm going to tell you everything.
Right.
So how to increase the value of your digital product, give some bonuses. So when you buy my book, it comes with 2-3 bonuses. Mine really 5, but I recommend people 2 to 3 bonuses. So it may come with a mindset course.
Okay.
It may come with a content calendar. It depends on what your industry is, right? And then after that is something called an order bump. And what an order bump is, this is your supermarket thing. When you get to the register, you only came for one thing, but now you see a candy bar.
Right.
Now you see a magazine.
Yeah.
Well, y'all
Some
know-
Mentos. I
Right.
got some Mentos.
Mentos.
I need to get some Mentos.
That's your order bump. So with me, if I'm offering my book for $47, my order bump is the audio book.
Right. Now,
Most people don't want to read.
They don't want to read it.
So chiming in on that,
Yeah.
a lot of people out there, they might just be a regular, person that doesn't have the presence that you have.
Yep.
So how does a normal person,
With 100 followers.
you
Got
know,
it. Yep.
actually build a brand to be as successful as you?
Got it. So you want me to finish the funnel piece or just
Yeah,
jump right
finish
there?
the
you can
funnel,
go, yeah, you
but
can
we
finish
need to
that.
know.
Yeah.
All right. So you want which one you want me to do first?
Funnel, finish that one.
Let me finish, and I'll make it very quickly, just so, because literally, if y'all watch this and if they listen, you can write down each of your steps,
Okay.
give that to a funnel builder or someone, and say, this is the steps that, and now you can literally print money while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
I need to print money. I'm going to go
Right.
with you when you leave. I'm leaving with
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
What
Oh,
do you
yeah,
want?
I got
Go
you.
ahead.
Set
Go
it all
ahead.
up.
Go
You got
ahead.
the tea.
Yeah. So we got, first thing, we got our bonuses. The next thing, you got your
Yeah.
physical product. I don't recommend any your digital product. I don't recommend any digital product being under $20.
Right.
Really?
No, zero. Because
Okay.
remember, you're giving it the bonuses. It increases the perceived value.
Okay.
So it's like, man, I'm getting this bonus that would have been 20. This bonus would have been 50. This bonus would have been 60.
Right.
You getting all of them for free. It justifies the $47 ebook.
Got it.
I don't sell an ebook under $47.
I like that.
So directly under that, you got your order bump, which could be your audio book. You could go on Fiverr.com or Upwork.com. If you don't feel like reading it, you could pay somebody $50 to read the book. You go sell 2 of them at $25. That pays for the production that it costs somebody to read the book of the audio book, right? So now you got your audio book. Your next thing is what I call your one-time offer in the funnel. And what your one-time offer essentially is something that you can offer that you may have already had. Each of you spoke before at some place. Each of you added value. Everything that I do, I record everything. There's nothing I'm going to go do and I'm not going to record it. Nothing. So all I did for my order bump, all I did for my one-time offer, I had an event in Atlanta 4 years ago called the Greatness Mastermind, where people paid about $2,000 for the tickets and another $1,000 probably with airfare, hotels.
Right.
And in the funnel, I talk about, like, listen, everybody else who came to this event, they paid about $3,000. You could get the recording today for $99.
Wow.
So I call this repackage and repurpose. I took the same recording, and mind you, that event cost me $45,000 to do. I only made $1,000 to $3,000. I made no money on that event.
But you're making it now.
I sold over 3,000 copies of that $99
Right.
product in that funnel.
So we made 300,000
on the low end.
Yeah,
It's
we've
probably
made,
more.
We've made 300,000
off of
off the digital piece of it.
Yep.
So anything that you do, if I'm going to go speak for somebody, I'm recording, and now it's $20, it's $30, whatever it is.
I love that.
So now, if they don't buy that, that's when we do a downsell. So it's same exact product, you sell them for cheaper, and you go back to the funnel, you go back to OTO2, which stands for one-time offer 2.
One-time offer.
Right.
Yep, you sell another product.
Okay. So we got to get them at this price. We're going to take them here, but if they don't buy there, we got a little smaller something
Yep,
for them
so
to buy.
I don't want to buy it for $100. Take it for $75.
Okay.
And
One time,
remember, this is
one
a
time.
digital product.
Right.
Priceless.
How much do it cost you?
Right.
Priceless game.
Yeah.
And then you go to the OTO2, and then downsell, and then a thank you page. And one more money play that nobody utilizes, sell something again on the thank you page. Offer something. It could be a continuity program.
Right.
It could be just something else. They could get on the phone with you to learn how they could work with you in a longer way. So now what I just did was I took a customer who only came to spend $47, and they spent $500.
Right.
They
That's
spent
the play.
$300. They spent $200. And this is every day. Every day I wake up. And one hack to show you how to market this, run an overnight play. So every single night on our funnels, while we sleep, we got a post going up on Instagram at 12, 1:30 a.m., 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock,
remember
6
that.
o'clock.
That's why I see you all the
remember
time.
that.
Yeah, you'll see me
Yeah,
overnight.
since you're like the infomercial. You're
I'm
the
an infomercial.
of Instagram. That is
Exactly.
what it is. You are the infomercial of Instagram.
So every night, imagine if you wake up every night with $100 that you woke up with. It's $3,000 at the end of the month, $36,000 at the end of the year. What if you wake up with $300 a day? It's $9,000 at the end of the month, over
That works.
$120,000 at the end of the year.
That works.
Oh, that's
So
a
that's one play. And again, we talked about plays, y'all. Some of these plays are simple. So simple as you schedule this on Hootsuite, automate your posting, and you literally make money every single night.
And one thing that I think that is super important, right? You don't post for likes, you post for swipes.
Oh.
Dong,
Look at
I
you,
like that.
Justin.
Post
You're a
for
rapper.
likes.
I like that.
And that's
Yeah.
one thing
I
that
like that.
it makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
You'll have people that'll just be posting, oh, I'm not getting the likes, I'm taking it down. Yo, if you got 5 people that see that, they like it, who cares?
Yeah.
Someone bought a
And you
a
can hide the
$47
likes
book,
if you
good.
don't feel like that. Now with
Really?
Instagram, they give
You
you an
can
option to
highlight
hide the like
likes.
count.
And I can tell you from my own experience, things that resonate with my core audience,
Yep.
I don't need the likes.
Yeah.
they convert to buyers so much faster.
Exactly.
So much faster.
Bingo.
It's like, I'm not selling anything, I'm giving you information.
Yep.
So if you want it, when you get here, link in bio, these are the things. But that funnel play right there,
Yeah.
where's somebody find
It'll
whoever
get,
worked
it'll get
for me
somebody
here,
paid.
I hope y'all recording that.
Yeah.
No, it's about to
Yeah.
get me paid. I love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
Good
I know you
job.
wanted to allude to if I have 100 followers, what would I do? And
Yeah.
I'll break that down. It's something I call OPA and OPS. Other people's audiences and other people's stages. So many people feel like you got to have a huge following to make money. Let's hypothetically say you teach real estate. You have no following.
Right.
All you have to do is go find communities that have people in there. You go teach them, you make an offer, and you split that with the person who brought you on. Affiliate.
Right.
Yeah.
Affiliate game. So you literally find 5 to 10 people, podcast interviews, YouTube interviews, people who got communities, a social proof audience,
Right.
whoever got a community,
Whoever got a
you
community.
go
Right.
there,
Yeah.
you present an offer, which they want you to do it because they're going to make money,
Exactly.
and we split it 50-50. So that's the one thing I will recommend to do that you could literally do overnight. Now, you do got to be good at what you teach.
Right.
You can't just be random.
Right, and we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all started from zero
Yep,
followers.
yep,
We all started
exactly.
from zero
It's a play.
customers, but that didn't mean that we weren't already good at what we did,
Yep.
maybe just not in this space.
Yep.
And I have clients who are hugely successful in real estate that don't even do, don't you love when they say, I don't do social
Right.
media?
Yep.
I'm like, you don't do it, but you're missing,
You're missing
out
out
on
big.
Oh, you-
so much
millions of
money and
dollars.
the value you could add to other people. Like just what you do.
You're somebody's
changing-
gateway.
Yeah, you're somebody's answer to
Yeah.
their prayers.
You
They're
attach to
waiting.
somebody's dreams.
They're waiting for you
Yeah.
to come and do this.
And also to add, the other key is one of the things I do, I call value content. So if I'm new to this space, I want to get out here, let people know who I am. I'm going to book a date with a videographer, pay them all day. I'm going to film 50 to 100 1 to 5 minute videos. I'm going to take that same video, put it on Instagram, put it on Facebook, put it on TikTok. I'm going to take as well as YouTube. So now you're going to be seen as an expert
Right.
because you got all of these, you got 50 different videos, and you can schedule just say 3 a week. If you do 3 a week, that's 12 a month.
Right.
12, 24, 30, 40, 60 videos in 6 months. So what we do is called batch content. We go record all of this in one day. You got enough content for the next 6 months.
Right.
And now you're being seen as an authority figure in your space.
That's your play.
Yep.
That is your play right
That's
there.
one more play.
Yeah, one more play. So film it all in one day.
Film it all in one day. And
Put
that
it
could
on-
be your course too.
Yeah, put it on all platforms.
All platforms, yep.
And then just run it.
Yep. And you really could film your course in one day,
Mm.
take all of them snippets from the course, add that to all them platforms, and now you still got a finished course product, and you still got all of these videos that you're going to repurpose to use to sell your course.
So many
Oh,
plays.
Jesus, this is so good.
So there's just so many plays you covered. Honest to God, I know the audience is just super, super overwhelmed.
Y'all can
Is there-
rewind. You can rewind
Yeah.
and then come back and do it. But
Is there
Right.
anything that you want to talk about that we haven't covered?
No, I just really want, when I come on the platform, I want to make sure I leave with, you got some gems you could literally go, a money play that you can go put to use.
Right.
And I felt like we gave a few.
gave a lot.
That I believe somebody can
Yeah,
run,
great
whether it be
value. You
event
gave a
space,
lot.
whether it be middleman in floors, whether it mean launching your ebook. But the number one thing that everybody should do, you should get in the digital space. Like, college has been generating income for years, educating people. Everybody here has something that they're good at, good at what they do. It don't mean you got to make $1 million.
and you
but
got
if
to teach
make-
at your level.
That's it. Teach
at
at your level.
Just teach at your level. So before we leave,
Yep.
I know you've had some amazing success,
Yep.
but we always like to leave the audience with some tangible things, and we want them to know that nobody starts out here perfect.
Absolutely.
On this journey, your entrepreneurial
Yep.
journey, we know it's been fast, furious, and a lot of things, but tell the audience some things that you've done, but don't leave out the parts where you fucked up.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've messed up in so many different ways, y'all, from tax bill, like a crazy tax bill. It was, at that time, crazy to me.
Right.
They said, yo, you owe $63,000. And I'm like,
a lot.
what? And this is when I wasn't getting money like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was just a time. But my biggest mistake that I made, in all honesty, is not investing in my education sooner.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so far, even now, I look at me as being far behind because I didn't invest enough in my education when I should have. So one of my biggest mistakes was not investing sooner. Another mistake was sharing my goals with small-minded people, like, and not going to enough conferences. So I messed up in so many different ways, but I don't look at it truly as a mess up. It's just a part of the journey. I won't trade the story of getting kicked out of high school, getting kicked out of college, being fired from 10 jobs. I wear that with stripes. Like, I feel so good that all of those things happen
Right.
because it's made me the man I am today. So if anybody's listening to this, I'm going to tell you to keep going. I'm going to tell you to believe in yourself, create that Mamba mentality, and really just stay determined and diligent and operate with the mindset of it has to work or it has to work. And that this must work. It's not a if it's going to work. I know it's going to work. And once you develop that mindset, you'll be successful. I don't care what it is, what play that y'all teaching them, that if they run one of them, they'll be successful.
We only need to run one.
That's
So,
it.
oh my
That's real.
God, I am overjoyed. I'm so happy
I appreciate
you
y'all
made
having me.
time to come
Honor.
and sit with
Yeah.
us today. Thank you,
Definitely.
Justin,
Y'all
for
having me.
Oh, yeah.
Thank y'all.
plugging
Awesome
us
guest. I already
in.
know. Awesome
Appreciate
guest.
y'all.
So tell our audience where they can find you.
Yep.
What's the best platform? I know you're on all of them,
Okay.
but how do people get in contact with you?
Favorite platform is Instagram. You can find me there at neildeviso.com. And to learn more about me, you can go to mastermindwithnd.com if you're interested in really getting to the next level.
All right,
Y'all
thank
check
you
them
for
out.
coming.
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much
much.
for coming.
Thank
Well,
y'all.
that is a
Pleasure.
wrap, and I hope that you take all of Neil's plays and apply them.
All right. See you guys next time.
Let's get it.